Today I'm going to show you how I make carne guisada. This is the ingredients I use. I used garlic. I buy the minced garlic. I buy this one because it's already chopped up. It keeps it fresh. I keep it in the refrigerator, and it's only about $5, so not bad. Another ingredient you're going to need is comino. This is a seasoning that you can only find in Texas, so that I know of. I can't find it up here in Washington, but every time I go to Texas, I always stock up on it. This is Carne Guisada seasoning. I think it's about $6, so it's not bad. You can find it at Walmart, H-E-B, and even at the flea market sometimes. Of course, we need salt and pepper. I always use a full onion, but you can use half an onion if you want, or no onion and just use powdered onion. It all depends on you, but I always use a fresh full onion. I always use one full bell pepper. I use some of the seeds, but not all the seeds. I always put at least 2 chili peppers. Sometimes more, just depends on what you want. And I take out some of the seeds, but I keep some of the seeds for the flavor. I'm going to be using, this is 2 pounds of what's it called? Beef stew meat. And what I did is I cut it up into about dime-sized pieces. And the reason why I did that is so it would cook faster. But you can just buy it already chopped up from the store and just throw it in like that. It's just that you would have to soak, let it boil longer to get the meat all cooked through. But when you cut it in small pieces, it makes it go faster. For the video, I already chopped up the onion and the bell pepper and the chili peppers, and that's what this is. So it's already done. This is the flour. This is all-purpose flour, and what I do is I cook it. So what you want to do is just get a regular pan like this, and you're just going to throw the flour in here and just stir it with the spatula until it turns brown. So this is what it looks like before you cook it, and this is about how brown you want it. You don't want it too brown, because then it'll give the food a burnt flavor, and you don't want that. So you kind of want it something like this, like a tan color. So if you can see the difference there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I do is, of course, start the stove. Use a little bit of vegetable oil. And that's just to, add how much you want. And this will be for this part. I know it looks like a lot, but when it's cooked, it's not going to be. So you just want to cook this part. It's going to actually shrink as you cook it. And while I throw that in there, I'm going to go ahead and throw the meat in there and start frying it with it. And while that is cooking, at this point I go ahead and start seasoning it. I go ahead and start putting the garlic in. I always put about 2 spoons of this. So yeah, I love me some garlic. You don't have to put this much garlic, of course. About 1.5 spoons I put in there. And then I'm going to put some comino and some of the carne guisada seasoning in there, and go ahead and get that started. And what I do is I just put a little bit at a time until I get the flavor that I want. You could always add more later. That's the thing about food, you can always add more, but you can't take it out once you put it in. So you don't want to just throw it in here. I really don't know how much seasoning I use, because every time I've made it, I never have the exact same amount of size meat. you know, in the weight. Sometimes it's like 2.5 pounds. Sometimes it's less than 2 pounds. So I kind of just, you know, season it accordingly. So stir that up. Make sure it's cooking. Turn it up. And just keep adding. We're still at the beginning, so when you add the flour and the water and all that, it kind of dilutes the taste of the seasoning. So at this point, you just kind of like want to put a little bit in there. I know it looks like a lot, but it's not. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm frying all this together and stirring it up as I go. If you want it more spicy than this, you could always add jalapenos. And of course, you know, if you want it even more spicy, then, I mean, you could add the jalapeno, but without the seeds. And then, of course, if you want it to be more spicy, then add the seeds. Because the seeds is what gives it that pica. And don't ask me what the English word for that is, because I don't know. So. What I'm going to do is just keep stirring it and frying it. Right now I'm frying it on high for the video. I normally don't do this, but I'm trying to make it as fast as I can.